In this battle, we are taking on BeastGamerJS, and once again, like in the previous video, I'm using Mega Pidgeot. It's gonna be temporary though, as I'm going back to Sableye, but like I said, I wanted something fresh, which is why I'm going for Pidgeot here. So to start the battle, I went for the Mega Evolution, and I wanted to just get off a Hurricane because I couldn't really think of anything God of War could do other than Thunderbolt, and I was willing to take one of those because Pidgeot should have at least enough bulk not to get one-shotted. And I go for the Hurricane. It does good damage, but then he goes for the Hypnosis, which is something I did not expect. And I did not have intentions of staying in to potentially allow that Milotic to set up or do whatever it was going to do. So that led me to decide to switch into Volcarona. And that's because in case he went for, like, I guess a fairy move, Volcarona would have taken it pretty well. I don't know really the motive behind that, but you know, I decided to go with the Volcarona, so that was that. Now he went for the Dream Eater, so I guess that was the type of setup he was trying to run on that God of War. But because I switched out, it looked like that failed. And honestly, in PvP, I would just never recommend that type of setup. Like Dream Eater, it's good for playthroughs and all, but it's just not gonna really work out too well in PvP, in competitive battling. So anyways, I'm able to take it out because I outsped it, and I was able to just get the bug buzz, which did sufficient damage for the job. And I stayed in because I know Volcarona can take hits like these. I can set up a Quiver Dance, and then I can go for a sweep. And this is why I like using Volcarona so much, because you know you can always do that. And even if I outsped it, it would be even better because I would get that special defense boost and take the Hydro Pump even better. So that way now I can reverse him, go for the Bug Buzz, and I'm lucky that guy did not have a Focus Sash on his Greninja, because that probably would have costed me my Volcarona. But you know, he didn't have that, which is great because then we could get that one shot. He goes into Salamence, and I was trying to go for the Z move. I really don't know what I was necessarily thinking here, but I was just trying to take my chances and see if I could actually just take it out, so I could just continue with the sweep, because I didn't really want to have to switch out at this point and at this rate. And you know, if this was a higher level competitive battle against an opponent that is known to be competitively, you know, powerful, then I probably would have not done this, and I probably would have just kept Volcarona intact. But because like this guy was, I guess he wasn't too high rank of a player, so I wasn't too concerned with, you know, playing around and just trying to get the battle over it faster. So the Bug Buzz, or I mean the Savage Spin Out, unfortunately does not do enough damage, and then I get KO'd by the Dragon Claw. So you know, the next best play, like I wanted to go into Pidgeot, but I couldn't because it was asleep. So the next best play was Milotic, because you know it can take any hit that Salamence has. Now the problem is he could switch out into something if he made a prediction, but I don't think he was at that level yet. So I go for the Ice Beam. He goes for the Dragon Claw, and that does very little damage. Honestly, like when you're running Salamence, or at least Mega Salamence, the best move you want to run is Return, so you can get the Aerialite boost, because it does crazy high damage. And that one probably been better for him, but I guess once again he's not like a very high level player, so he's probably just a casual guy that's doing PvP. So he goes into Deoxys, and I'm kind of wondering why he chose this. I decided just to stay in, just to see what it had, because I didn't think it had anything that could one-shot. Now, Psycho Boost is a move Deoxys gets, but I wasn't that necessarily concerned, because I could probably take that hit and then switch out if need be. So it looks like he's actually running Solar Beam on this, and I would never ever recommend that, because the Solar Beam, the only Pokemon I'd say actually really uses Solar Beam well is Charizard Y, or really any Pokemon that can get to Sun Up. The rest of the Pokemon, you never want to run it, because that recharge is just so bad. Like it's horrible. And a Pokemon like Deoxys has like 50 defenses across the board. Now sure, it has 150 attack, but you can see that 150 attack wasn't even enough to knock out the Milotic. And its defenses are not going to be taking hits lightly. So if you're putting your Deoxys against a powerful attacker, you may as well say bye-bye, because you know it's gone after that first turn. So he goes into Garchomp, and I switch out here because I don't want to necessarily lose my Milotic, because even though it is very bulky at 62 base HP, it's not going to be taking a 100 base power Earthquake Wall from a Garchomp. So, you know, that led me to go into Tangrowth, which is just the best Pokemon for this situation. Like, Garchomp really can't do anything against Tangrowth, which is why I enjoy using it so much. And then he goes into Gengar, which is unfortunate. And my Tangrowth doesn't have any special defense investment, to be honest. Like, I probably should run Assault Vest in the future, but for now it's just physically defensive to counter Pokemon just like Garchomp, which really just can't do anything against it. So I go into Excadrill. I guess I was predicting him to go for a Sludge Bomb, but it looks like he doesn't even have that TM. He goes for Shadow Ball instead, and I really don't blame that man, because the Sludge Bomb TM, it's just hidden somewhere so randomly in the sewers. Like, I remember I didn't even know you could get the TM. I was like wondering how people ran Sludge Bomb, and you know, it took me a while to find it out, but it looks like he went for the Dark Pulse, and this is once again another amateur mistake, because Dark and Ghost have the same offensive advantages, so you never want to run a Ghost and Dark type move unless it's like utility, like Knock Off, and then you want to run some sort of like, you know, I guess secondary Ghost attack, that's what I'm saying. But you don't want to run like two similar moves like Dark Pulse and Shadow Ball. Like, it's just not practical. And just for Gengar, you're just better off using Shadow Ball. Dark Pulse is useless. It's just a reverse version of Shadow Ball for Gengar. So, you know, you don't want to do that. And he loses his Gengar. Then he goes into Garchomp. I think after a while he figured there's nothing he could do here. This is his last Pokemon, and you know, he's in a bad situation. So he goes for the False Swipe, and I finish him off with the Giga Drain, which ends the game. And yeah, that's GG.